Hello and welcome to the third video. In this section we're going to look at setting up your junction, how you use your plan and the time restrictions involved in that. So let's assume you've arrived at your junction on time, nice bright early morning, you've picked up your instructions, you've signed on and you've had your briefing. The next thing you'll want to do is locate exactly where your junction is, make your way to that junction and commence with the setup. Your stage commander will either provide you with the equipment to do the setup, tape and the likes, or they will have been to the junction and partially set up the junction for you. Certainly bales and the likes will be there, if not in place, really close to where they need to be. Road closing is the next big item on your schedule list. For now we'll assume that road closing is 2 hours before the first car is due. The plan for your junction isn't something that's just been thrown together overnight. No, your stage commander, the clerk of the course, the safety officer and the MSA have all been involved in approving the plan for your junction, the plan for every junction. The plan includes pretty much everything you need to know about your junction. Where to put the tape, where to put your signs, where to put the arrows, all of that is included in the plan. We've also got a chevron board that we set up at the junction. So how long have you got to build this junction? Well, you have 15 minutes between road closed and the first official car coming through. So we suggest that you set components out in place, having them ready to pull across the road when that 2 hour mark arrives. During that first crucial 15 or 20 minutes, your stage commander will be traversing the stage. If you're short of any equipment or need any advice or help, don't be afraid to stop them and talk to them. Remember we mentioned phones in the last video? Well, make sure you've got your phone on and to hand, and make sure you've got your stage commander's number in it. If you're short of any equipment, they'll carry it with them, so give them a ring and ask them to call by. Okay, we've talked enough about this. Let's go and have a look at this junction. Okay, so there's our junction. Looks just like the plan. Looks like the stage commander has been here early. Left in our round bales for us. Pile of signs as well. Oh, there's an arrow there. Some tape left to the side of the road. Everything's there for us. Some marks in the road at the right distance, obviously, to put the tape up. What else have we got? Has he got an advanced arrow in for us? Ah, an advanced arrow. It's in place. Could do with a bit of straighten up. Need to move back. Go and land this bird. Get a look at this. Okay, so the first thing we can do without interrupting the people that are still using the road is get the signs up. So let's put those signs into place. Okay, so we've got one sign in there which isn't blocking the road. We have one at the base of the pole, as you can see, and another one just over the roof of the house here in that little grass area there. We've also planted one right in the middle of our little road island. As you can see just at the top of the picture, the car's been parked at the side of the road, not blocking the road, in preparation for the 2 hour mark or the road closed car appearing. So everyone's waiting for that 2 hour mark or the road closed car. And it's just turned 2 hours now. So time to start making a move and close the stage down. And get the car across the road. Remember the rope has to go beside it and the tape as well. And let's get some of this tape up. Okay, so there's our plan. And there's our junction. You can see we've got our tape. A bit windy, it seemed to blow it over me a bit, but it's all in place. As you can see, we've staggered the prohibited area signs so that they're always in view. We've got one on down at the car and we've left enough space for spectators to come through to find their route up through the trees. If you look back at the plan, that's where the suggestion would be that we would send them. Moving over here then, we've got our grass bank here. People would love to stand in there, the rally cars nipping at their toes, but we can't have it. Same with this other grass bank. And the same on the way down here. I've got 3 signs on the left hand side. Why? Because they're going to be braking very, very heavily, and that's where a car can lose control under braking. And there's our final piece in place now, the chevron board. With everything in place, or as much as possible in place, await the stage safety officer's arrival. Stand in an obvious but safe place with all your gear on. Tabard on, radio, if there's a radio supplied in hand, and your phone with you. And of course, don't forget your whistle. Okay, so back to that schedule, and just to make it very clear, the first person that will arrive at your junction will be the stage safety officer. That will be 15 minutes after road closed. Make sure that you're standing in your marshalling position so that each safety car can be assured that you're not only there, but you're in position and safe. If you've been given a flag, hold the flag out so that they can see that you have it. Okay, so the first of your spectators have started to arrive in the middle of your setup, and you've no clue where to send them to. What should you do, or what should you have done? Well, as we mentioned earlier, you should have had a good look around the junction when you arrived and come to the conclusion of where you feel it's safe that people could stand. High ground is good, tree lines are good, outsides of bends are bad, anywhere there's red and white tape is an absolute no-no. So have a good look around and establish where you feel would be safe for them to go. Okay, back to the cars that will be travelling through the stage to check that you've set the junction up properly. There is one car in there that isn't to do with safety, the rest of them are, and that is the Eurosport car. Eurosport will travel through the stage an hour and a half before the first car to get to their junction. Approximately 1 hour 10 before the first car is due, the FIA steward will traverse the stage. They'll want to see that the stage is set up properly and that you're maintaining everything as it should be, that things aren't starting to move around after the safety officer has been there. Well, the next car that you'll be expecting is at 30 minutes, and that's spectator control. At 30 minutes you should have a fair few spectators there. Spectator control's job is to review those spectators and look at where you've put them. They may give you advice, or you may need them to speak to the spectators if you're having any issues. The next safety car coming past is the MSA delegate. This is a new rule for 2016. The safety delegate's role sees them review everything in regard to safety for the event. They'll have been around for maybe 2 or 3 months. They'll have reviewed the entire safety plan. They'll have met on several occasions with the clerk of the course, and they'll have met with the event safety officer. Now they're driving through the stage, they'll want to see that you've put in place the things that have been talked about. This year's safety delegate is Sue Saunders. Sue's from the MSA. She works as a senior trainer and she's been safety officer on many WRC events. She also works in safety in the Race of Champions, which would be a bit of a nightmare when you consider the number of people that are there and the logistics of running a motorsport event in a football pitch. Sue will be with you 25 minutes before the first car is due. If they do ask for spectators or the media to be moved, then do so. But after they leave, that doesn't mean you can allow those people to meander back into those positions again. It's up to you to maintain the changes that they have given you. Okay, with Sue away on down the road, but within 5 minutes, that's 20 minutes before the first car is due, the 000 arrives. Excitement's starting to build at this stage. While these folk traditionally push on like they are in the event, their role is very much changed these days. If you need any help, don't be afraid to flag them down and have a chat with them. When I say help, I don't mean you can't get the lid off your flask. No, if you're having any difficulties with spectators or the likes, then please talk to the 000 car. Make it quick and to the point and send them on their way as soon as possible. At 15 minutes, the 000 will arrive. Again, it's a safety car. It's not a rally car. It's not competing in the event. They're there to back you up in regard to safety. They're also the eyes and ears of the clerk of the course. They'll have a radio on board and they will be relaying messages to the bunker. With 10 minutes to go, things will be getting pretty exciting. The 0 car will be with you. The 0 car, unlike the 000 and the 000, will be a fully blown rally car. The guys will have helmets on, HANS device, all the gear. Their car must pass scrutiny. They're pretty much expected to traverse the stage without stopping. That doesn't mean they won't stop. If you do have to stop them, it's going to be pretty serious. It's going to perhaps delay the event, delay the stage, or have the stage cancelled. So it's important that you have everybody in the right places and everything as it was whenever Sue passed, whenever the safety officer passed, whenever the 000 and the 00 passed. At this stage, these guys are really only ticking the box that nothing has changed. Okay, with the do and prove it aspect of setting the stage up complete and your spectators in place, that's this video finished. Our next video will look at what you have to do when the stage is live.